This is Channel 8 News Midday.
We begin this midday with another round of severe weather. Even today could be the strongest yet. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Andrew Moore. Some Nebraska's already seen tornadoes touching down in some places on Sunday. Imagine seeing this on your drive back home. This video from out in Palmer, Nebraska, where the massive tornado was spotted. We are now in for another round of intense weather, but we're going to make sure you're prepared for today. And we could see the worst of it happen around school pickup time this afternoon. And this morning, the governor sharing these incredible images in Howard County out near the town of St. Libery. The governor is on the ground with State Senator Fred Meyer and other emergency responders to visit with Nebraskans who are lucky to be alive. He says the state is doing whatever they can to help out these families impacted. Some people in Lincoln are already waking up with damage. Citizen journalist Melanie showing us these good-sized branches on the ground after high winds last night. That led to several warnings in Lancaster County and around southeast Nebraska. Here's a live look at our Allen Communications camera. Just kind of a calmer scene this morning, though it is cloudy out there right now than it was 24 hours ago. Much cooler as well. We got temperatures in the 50s. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston Hall with a timing of today's threat. Houston, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I'm currently looking at visible satellite, and we're starting to see a little bit of a line of clouds, which usually indicates, hey, this is possibly where your storms will set up here in the next few hours. All right, here's the temperatures. 40s in Kearney, Grand Island. That's where the storms won't happen much. But now notice everyone else in the low to upper 50s. All right, I've got an area to watch. I got instability. That's the storm fuel overlaid here. You can see our front is currently just stalled in far southeast Nebraska. And then take a look at this. You see that little band of a cloud right there? That usually indicates, okay, there could be some storms that will form off this cloud. And then as that moves towards the north, could see some storms start to develop within that circle in the next few hours. Here's what it could possibly look like as we go into the next few hours. Fairbury, Hebron, and Beatrice, I would keep your head on a swivel as all of our southern counties in Nebraska, starting around 2, 3 p.m., could start to see that very large hail up to baseball, maybe even softball size hail. Those storms will move towards the east as we go through 4, 5, 6 p.m. Notice that's a wind and damaging hail threat as it moves into southeast Nebraska. Lincoln, I think we'll maybe see a little bit of half-dollar size hail around 4:30 to 6 p.m. before all the severe weather threat moves off towards the southeast. I'll go more in depth in this forecast, even show you a whole lot of storm reports in a few.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Here's another look at Sunday's storms closer to Lincoln. These clouds rolled in and brought heavy rain, strong winds, and a barrage of lightning strikes. Here's a look at the capital city from our Now Local News app viewers. Several schools already taking precaution, both Tri-County and Dorchester dismissing early today. All after-school activities have been called off as well. They're all hoping to avoid dangerous situations. Significant changes to schedule for state soccer and baseball. The NSAA moving the soccer championship games to Tuesday for girls and Wednesday for the boys. They were originally scheduled for tonight and tomorrow. State baseball will be rolling on a rolling schedule this morning. They started at 9. This impacts both Lincoln East and Lincoln Southwest. We'll let you know if there are any further changes. And here's a look at those storms out in Fairbury. Incredible footage sent in to us by a citizen journalist, Josh, just north of town. These are on our Now Local News app currently. The damage only adding to the troubles of the town. Channel 8's Emma Norwood was in Fairbury getting a look at the aftermath of the storms before these even hit and how the community is handling it.
Storms leaving behind a trail of damage in Fairbury on Sunday.
There is nothing that I could have predicted like last night. 85-mile-an-hour straight line winds, I think is what I heard.
Now the community is working to pick up the pieces.
It was a roadblock that was unexpected, but also it was a roadblock that showed how much this community cares.
The damage is hard to miss, with piles of branches and debris lining the streets in the aftermath. The Beatrice Humane Society coming to Fairbury for their trap, neuter, and release event. The executive director and several volunteers suddenly forced to stay overnight at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds after a power line trapped them indoors.
Those winds came through and it changed everything. Our power went out. We had a little bit of emergency lighting, but man, it was not on the plan. We couldn't have driven anywhere. Our vehicles are actually all under a down power line right now. I still can't get to my vehicle.
The Humane Society taking in 175 cats on Saturday. So despite the damage and toll storms took, FIDE says it was a blessing in disguise.
After the last 24 hours, I am so thankful and blessed for every single one of those cats that we were able to help last night because, you know, destiny and, you know, higher power, whatever it is somebody out there may believe, I think that we were meant to be here and we were meant to help these cats because I don't know that all of these cats would have made it through these storms if they had been out in the wilderness, if we hadn't been here to help them, you know, get spayed and neutered.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
Thank you very much, Emma. Tornado sirens, lightning, and a rainbow all at the same time here in Lincoln. Today, we are gearing up for another day of possible severe weather and more potential for tornadoes and large hail. Make sure you download the Now Local News app. Send us a video once you are safe from these storms. We're going to be following this all day long. Husker softball is moving on in the NCAA tournament, making history yet again. Yeah, that was the moment the Huskers secured their spot in the Super Regionals after defeating Grand Canyon. And for the first time ever, they will be hosting a Super Regional right here in the capital city. Nebraska will take on number 13 seed Oklahoma State. We just found out overnight that that game will be played at 8 o'clock Thursday night. Coach Rhonda Ravel saying competing at home gives the team a little bit of a chance to catch their breath after an intense weekend.
It gives you just one more day to not have to worry about practicing before you get on the road. So I think it'll be the same amount of prep, but it's just not having to rush around, and we can actually take a day off tomorrow.
Yeah, that full schedule for the Supers is out now with Nebraska competing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Friday and Saturday's games will be at 5 p.m. Make sure you download that Now Local News app where you can be following this team's fight for the College World Series. Happening today, a push to address missing Nebraska black women and children. Local nonprofit IB Black Girl is launching their statewide effort, increasing awareness and improving responses to cases involving missing black women and children. This comes after the legislature passed LB 751, which directs a statewide study to improve how these cases are reported, tracked, and investigated. We'll let you know what kind of campaign they are announcing later on today. Lincoln City Council is also considering improvements to the Belmont neighborhood. The area is located south of Superior, east of I-80, north of Cornhusker Highway, and then west of North 27th Street. They will discuss how the city can improve parks, community buildings, transportation, and overall redevelopment the area. Lincoln City Council will meet today at 3 o'clock to discuss. We'll have more for you tonight if they decide to move forward. Now to the latest in the war in Iran. We start with higher gas prices this morning. It's a steady rise once again this week. Prices up nearly 9 cents a gallon in the capital city, now at $4.19. That's close to what we've been seeing on our Now Local News app over the last week. This Casey showing $4.09 a gallon. Gas Buddy says optimism for lower prices by Memorial Day is fading after President Trump's meeting in China failed to produce a breakthrough. The national average is at $4.47 a gallon, while Nebraska's is at $4.13. Now, President Trump is issuing a new warning to Iran, suggesting time is up to make a deal. ABC's Christian Cordero explains.
Today, as gas prices hover at roughly $1.50 more expensive since the war in Iran began, a new round of threats from President Trump, warning Iran that the clock is ticking to make a deal or there won't be anything left of them. The president also posted a series of AI-generated images this weekend showing him pressing a red button with explosions and mushroom clouds over an unspecified target on the screens behind him. Trump hasn't put a specific deadline on negotiations, and Iran's foreign ministry on state TV says today it responded to the American proposal through Pakistani mediators. The regime didn't share details of the counter-proposal, but did say it's not willing to compromise over Iran's, quote, right to enrichment through a decades-old treaty. Though the ceasefire agreement between the U.S. and Iran technically appears to be intact, regional allies are reporting new drone strikes. Saudi Arabia says its air defenses intercepted 3 drones coming in from Iraqi airspace over the weekend. And another drone hit the United Arab Emirates' only nuclear power plant. Iran has not taken responsibility for the strike. Global oil prices, meanwhile, are ticking up, today at $110 per barrel. A regular gallon of gas in the U.S. now averages $4.47, according to Gas Buddy, forcing Americans to find ways to save money.
We did just get another car, a new CRV, so it'll get a little bit better gas mileage than this guy.
I kind of shop just around the edges of the supermarket, the fresh produce, the cheese and meat, and I just stay out of the middle.
The International Energy Agency notes the supply lost from the standoff in the Strait of Hormuz is depleting global oil inventories at record pace. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Still to come, a regal performance. Look back at the importance of Queen Elizabeth I. We speak live with the writer of this play. Stay with us.
Upgrading your facility's lighting? Wolf Electric delivers expert solutions, from energy-saving ballast to full LED system installations. Our skilled team ensures fast, efficient service with minimal disruption to your operations, backed by a 1-year warranty. Go to wolfelectric.com for your free quote today.
I'm Roy Christensen, and I've been helping people hear better for over 30 years because here at Christensen Hearing Analytics, we believe that better hearing is better living. We have the solutions you need, so don't be left out of the conversation. Write the happy ending to your hearing story by contacting Christensen Hearing Analytics today.
Sopatopia, Lincoln's newest state-of-the-art fusion-powered car wash tunnel, has 6 fusion levels to erase those pesky bugs and hard-to-get grimy spots, leaving your car squeaky clean. Add a ceramic coating and add a molecular-level 3-layer durable shield that repels dirt, droppings, contaminants, and water for a superior, longer-lasting shine. But what really makes Sopatopia the best car wash in town is how cool you're going to feel after.
Let's go again! The magic starts here at the Castle of Wally's a Wizard inside Davis and Furniture Center in Seward. We're here to help you find what you need to make your home your castle. From the kitchen to the laundry, from the bedroom to the living room, we have the appliances, flooring, furniture, and sleep sets you need. Massage chairs, lift chairs, reclining chairs, and dining chairs, all for you to make your selection and take it home or have it delivered.
Come see why the magic starts here.
At Synergy Home Care, we're all about family. Our roots run deep in Nebraska, and we're obsessed with offering the most compassionate in-home care for families in the good life state. We understand the emotional impact of providing for your loved ones, and we'll help you discover options to ease your financial stress, including a free insurance review so you can focus on what truly matters. Your family. Synergy Home Care. We're all in this together.
All right, now you can plan ahead to a free performance about one of the most iconic figures in world history here. And here to talk about it is Karen Levin. She did a play about Queen Elizabeth I. Here, wrote it, and then it will be performed this week over on UNL's campus. Carol, thank you for stopping by today.
I'm thrilled to be here.
All right, so can you explain a little bit about the work that went into this?
Absolutely.
It seems like a lot of work.
So I want to say first that we have an exhibit at the Quilt Museum,
right.
Monarchy and Stage, and it's quotes about Shakespeare and Queens, and it seemed perfect to go along with that, to do this play that I have been working on with Tamara Meneghini for close to a decade in terms of revising, reworking it, and we're now just thrilled with it. And it's really about who Elizabeth was and how she's not only important in her own age, but absolutely to people today. And if I could just quote from Alex Cohn on theaterlife.com, Alex wrote that though she has seen many fine actresses portraying Queen Elizabeth in film and television, few has been as intimate and humanizing and moving as this play performance. So I'm very, very proud. Tamara's an amazing actor, and I think Queen Elizabeth is a wonderful woman for people to know about today, especially younger women, that here was a proud, independent, amazing woman who did what she did.
Is that what drew you to her in the first place, when you really studied her for this?
I love Queen Elizabeth. I was actually drawn to her when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
I was shy. My mom would take me to the public library, and I read a kid biography of Elizabeth when I was about 10 years old, and I thought, wow, this is an amazing woman. She ruled unmarried for close to 45 years and was very successful at doing the best she could for her people. So what an amazing woman she was. And as I said, it was delightful to do this with the Quilt Museum. The performance is also sponsored by the School of Music and supported by the Mary Martin McLaughlin Fund at the University of Nebraska Foundation and the Medieval and Renaissance Studies program.
Absolutely. Was it important for you guys to display this for free for people at UNL?
It's absolutely free, and we would love people to come. We will have the play, and then there'll be a brief talk back with the actor and with me as the author afterwards. When we've done it before, people have really enjoyed it, and I'm so beyond excited to get to share it with the people of Lincoln, a city I have such great affection for.
To be able to work so closely with Tamara, that's got to been a special bond for you guys.
It's a wonderful bond. She is a truly amazing actor. She's an equity actor who is also on the theater faculty at the University of Colorado, but she has deep Nebraska roots, her family, her husband's family, and so it's really a joy.
Alrighty, awesome. And this will be 7:30 this Wednesday at the Westbrook Music Hall. What room again? Can you remind me?
Room 130.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, Carol, this sounds amazing. Sounds really cool for a history nerd like myself, and I'm sure a lot of people out there. So again, Wednesday, 7:30 at Westbrook. Thank you so much, Carol, for
Thank you so much.
All right, Houston, what's coming up next?
Sure thing. Yeah, we've got some storms that could pop up here in the next few hours, tracking some cumulus development. And if you're in this little circle here, Hebron, Fairbury, large hail coming up.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage.
Your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
All right, we are still on track. The latest SPC update still has us in a very high tornado risk, and that's going to be for EF2 or greater. The large hail is going to be the main factor with these storms. They're going to pop up here in the next about 2.5 to 3 hours. And if you are in Fairbury, Hebron, Beatrice, any of these southern counties down here, I would keep an eye on the forecast as we go into the next few hours. We could be talking some baseball to softball size hail and some damaging straight line winds, 75 even to 85 miles per hour. All right, so I have the instability overlaid here. This is going to be the area to watch. If you're out towards Grand Island, not much of a storm chance, but if you're east of this line, you are going to be seeing some storms here. So the instability is creeping its way up. Stalled front right there. Take a look at this. Got a little bit of a line of cumulus clouds, and that's your little factor, like, hey, storms are about to get going here, and that's going to try to make its path right here. So if you are in the circle, that's going to be the best chance for some storms as we go into the next few hours. Does include Lincoln, Beatrice, and Omaha. Right, really just splitting Lincoln and the Tri-Cities area. Let's take a look at what could happen as we go into the next few hours. A little bit of drizzle, some light rain will be possible. And then we're going to start to see that line of convection, and that's going to be your very large hail threat. It's going to be right in the Nebraska-Kansas border as we go into about 1, 2 p.m. That could be the earliest of convection, 1 to 2 p.m. Beatrice mainly seeing a little bit of a heavy thunderstorm most likely, but that's going to intensify as it continues to move towards the east. Notice our southern counties here as we go into about 1 to 3 p.m. And that white that you see there is going to be very large hail. Baseball hail possible. Lincoln, maybe a light rain shower, maybe a rumble of thunder or two. But now notice it's going to grow and intensify as it moves further off towards the east, and that's going to be the pattern. As these storms move towards the east, they could have an isolated tornado threat, as they could have a little bit of rotation with that large hail, and that's going to be some damaging winds also. So any of our southern counties, just make sure stay up to date as we go into the next few hours, as that's going to be some very large hail, damaging winds, and even an isolated tornado threat as it continues to make its way towards the east. So that's going to be about from Hebron, Fairbury, all the way off towards the east. Notice not much happening off into parts of Lincoln and Omaha. That will come after about 4, 5, 6 p.m. You can see just some back end showers and thunderstorms. Could have some quarter to half dollar size hail and the most severe storms. That's the recent HRRR high rapid refresh model that I just used. Now we're going into the extended HRRR, which has everything cleared out. Tomorrow morning, dry, cloud cover in eastern Nebraska, sunshine out towards the west. And then we do see some sunshine as we go into tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday morning, could have a little chance for some drizzle. All right, rainfall potential, you can see Hebron off down towards the north and east, about half an inch to a quarter, 3/4 of an inch. Got a flood watch as those storms that move down towards Fairbury east will have some decent rainfall. Tornado reports from yesterday and the day before, mainly yesterday. Yeah, we saw quite a bit. The one down in Hebron, St. Liberty, and then Plattsmouth. That one actually started just near Lincoln. Hence, that's why the sirens went off, and that was just east of Lincoln. Herald reports we did get 101 in the past 48 hours. We were at 99 this morning, and we're getting some more reports. By tomorrow, we'll have a whole little summary of every report. All right, wind reports, 176, so we've reached 175, the greatest one near 90 miles per hour. And then total storm reports, 300 storm reports in the past 48 hours. So when it comes to severe weather in Nebraska, you just got to take it seriously, and it's a real thing out there. Now, this is our Barry Log Cam. This is looking off towards the northwest. Not much happening. We are stuck under that cloud cover. All right, here's the factor. 70 Falls City, 61 in Beatrice, 57. Now, notice out towards the Tri-Cities, it's 40. So the warmer you go, yeah, there's going to be a sharp line on where those storms will form. Winds out there, out of the north, 15 to 20. Precipitation chances here in Lincoln, they're going to start to pick up after 2, 3 p.m., start to peak and then die out by about 9, 10 p.m. Severe weather threat will die also with that. All right, so temperatures now really going to be warming up right there near that dew point, and that's where you get that saturation and storm potential. Tuesday, Wednesday, staying cool and partly sunny. And then as we go into the later half of the week, we do warm up, and that's going to go into your weekend with a few small chances. No severe weather is expected with any of this, and then we're going to be back to summer-like heat tomorrow, next week.
All right, thank you very much, Houston. Still ahead here. Under observation, why it's taken months for crew members to be allowed on land and how health officials are keeping people safe from Hantavirus.
Next, ET, our Hayden Panettiere.
cruise ship at the center of the deadly hantavirus outbreak has arrived at port in the Netherlands after weeks at sea. Dutch officials have been preparing quarantine facilities for the 25 remaining crew members and 2 medical staff still on board. The ship will then undergo a full biomedical cleaning and will be disinfected. Meanwhile, global health authorities are monitoring and contact tracing those who have already disembarked. Officials are sharing heat safety tips as temperatures climb into the 90s this week, and cheap, healthy food is rejected by most Americans. Jen King explains in today's Wellness Report.
One of the most nutrient-dense foods that people can eat is also one of the cheapest, yet most Americans turn up their noses at it. Organ meats like kidneys, liver, and heart are packed with protein and often have more vitamins and minerals than premium muscle cuts, according to the Cleveland Clinic. But organ meats accounted for 22% of total volume of beef exports and generated nearly $1.1 billion in revenue in 2024, according to Michigan State University. Well, weight loss jabs may reduce sick days. A study in the UK found sick leave among those taking the GLP-1 drugs were down 50%. Patients also didn't need to see a general practitioner as often. And it's going to be hot in much of the U.S. this week, and authorities are reminding people to take precautions. The American Red Cross says extreme heat can affect anyone, but some groups face a higher risk of heat-related illnesses like older adults, infants, young children, pregnant women, and people with disabilities. To stay safe, the Red Cross recommends drinking plenty of water throughout the day and avoiding sugary, caffeinated, and alcoholic beverages. Officials also suggest eating healthy meals and snacks to replace nutrients and to keep cool. Wear lightweight and loose-fitting, light-colored clothing. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
When we come back, Husker highs the wins in the track team is celebrating this week, and when this team will compete next.
This is Channel 8 News Midday.
If you're just joining us, we are tracking that severe weather all morning for you as you get ready for your day. A quick reminder to download our Now Local News app. That's where all these videos from Sunday's storm are from. You can see branches down on the ground, lightning as well, lighting up the clouds, and then these rain clouds as well in the middle of the storm. Today, we could see another round and potentially another tornado warning right around the time you pick up your kids from school. The Lincoln-Lancaster County Emergency Management Team is sending out this warning today. They are reiterating what our storm alert team has been saying all day long here. These officials say to be very weather aware and ensure you have multiple ways of receiving warnings. Here's one of the places on extra alert today. This is a Shows roofing camera down in Beatrice. Especially southeast Nebraska could see a really good chance for those severe storms. But now let's get an updated forecast here with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro. And not Dominic Ferraro, Houston Hall, he's not there either, but Houston, what can you tell us?
What's going on? My goodness, it's like you had a moment there. I'm not over there. My name's not Dominic. I'm Houston. Whew. All right, so we are tracking a little bit of severe weather. You can see I got instability overlaid, which is storm fuel, and I am tracking an area to watch here in the next few hours. You can see we got a line of cumulus development, which usually means there could be storms that will form off of that, and that gives you a decent boundary on what to look for on where the line of storms will end up forming in the next few hours. Here's what it could look like as we go into about 1, 2 p.m. That's going to be from about Fairbury, Hebron, Beatrice, all of our southern counties. I would say definitely keep an eye on the latest forecast as we go through noon, 1, 2 p.m. as that's going to have a large hail threat, damaging wind threat also. We're talking some straight line winds once again, maybe even 70 to 80 miles per hour once these storms move towards the east. Notice Lincoln isn't seeing much. I think our time will come just around 4, 5, 6 p.m. Mainly, I don't think on the severe side. I think if anything, we'll get some half-dollar, maybe some ping-pong ball-size hail. The main severe weather threat is going to be off in our southern counties and southeast Nebraska. Could have a good chance as we go into 6 and 7 p.m. Other than that, it moves out by about 9. Temperature-wise, look at this, 57 right now in Lincoln, 61 down in Beatrice. Dew points are hanging in there better down towards our south and southeast. Winds are out of the northeast, 15, 20. Precipitation chances, you can see they start to increase here in the next few hours. Show you all that here in a few.
That sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. And you can see the aftermath of the storms overnight. Some big puddles in this video submitted to our Now Local News app by citizen journalist Melanie. We'd love to see what it looks like in your neighborhood before and after the storm. Make sure you scan the QR code on your screen to download the app today and safely share those videos with us. New developments now. A critical decision today in the Luigi Mangione state murder trial. A judge ruling what certain key evidence prosecutors say was found in Mangione's backpack that the jury will now be allowed to see. ABC's Rena Roy reports.
A mixed decision on some key evidence for Luigi Mangione in his state murder case for allegedly killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
I think the prosecution's a little bit happier with this ruling than maybe the defense.
This morning, the judge ruling to suppress certain evidence that prosecutors say was found in Mangione's backpack, which was seized during an initial search at an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's moments before his arrest. The judge deciding a magazine, cell phone, passport, computer chip, and wallet should be suppressed.
The backpack was not within the immediate control or grabbable area of the defendant, and further, the people failed to demonstrate exigent circumstances.
And we saw the video or the picture of Mangione at one table and the bag at another. And because of that separation in New York law, that means that those items are not coming in.
But the alleged murder weapon and a notebook of Mangione's writings that prosecutors argue amounts to a confession will be allowed. Those were also in the backpack, but later seized at the Altoona police station.
Those are all coming in because those are a proper search procedure, and those are probably the more damning pieces of evidence for the prosecution.
Defense attorneys arguing that evidence was obtained illegally because police who confronted and arrested Mangione didn't immediately get a warrant. But prosecutors argue all evidence was collected lawfully. Mangione is accused of gunning down Thompson in December of 2024 on a Manhattan street. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. Mangione is also facing federal charges. Back in January, a judge in that case issued a ruling saying the same evidence will be allowed in that trial. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Developing now, another closure on O Street that could last until the fall. O Street between 13th and 16th Streets will close for water main replacement and Black Hills Energy utility work. This construction is all a part of the Project O Street. This is one of several videos we've seen of construction so far on our Now Local News app. Recommended detours are Antelope Valley Parkway, L, K, P, and Q Streets, and then 9th and 10th Streets. If this area is part of your morning commutes, LTU recommends you find an alternate route. Right now, Lincoln students are gearing up for their final week of class. It's the final countdown for kiddos across the city. I know my kids can't wait until the summer. LPS Superintendent Dr. John Skretta sending out this encouraging message for everyone to give their very best in these last few days.
I encourage you to assess and identify what level of trying hard actually reflects your very best effort. Because if you know there is a gap between your current level of performance and your potential, now is the time to close that gap.
Dr. Scrota always having a blast. The final day of school is on Thursday. Graduations for all LPS high schools is this weekend. New at midday, a tragedy in the Maldives. 4 more bodies are recovered, bringing the total to 5 dead. ABC's Maggie Rulli explains.
This tragedy is believed to be the worst single diving accident ever in the Maldives, a place known for its popular diving locations. Now, the rescue dive this morning took around 3 hours and is said to be the result of extraordinary preparation, technical excellence, and exceptional teamwork. The bodies of all 4 missing divers were found inside the cave after one body was already found last week. The 5 victims were Italian and are believed to have died while exploring a cave at a depth of around 160 feet in Vavu Atoll. Now, the initial search was suspended after one rescue diver died over the weekend, but it did resume early this morning. And Dan, the Divers Alert Network, said every safety precaution was taken today. The 3 rescuers were technical cave divers with extensive international experience in high-complexity search and rescue missions like this one. And the team operated using advanced technical systems, so that includes things like closed-circuit rebreathers, high-performance diver propulsion vehicles, and fully redundant life support configurations. They also confirmed the team successfully explored the underwater cave system. They located all of the missing. They were also able to gather critical information that they'll need in the next phases of the recovery operation, which is said to be taking place in the coming days. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, London.
New details, Husker track and field celebrating several Big Ten titles. Shout out to James Ledbetter. He's seen celebrating his 400-meter hurdle title at the Big Ten Championships here in Lincoln over the weekend. The Husker men finished in 2nd place overall, a big accomplishment for their outdoor track season. And Nebraska sweeping both 400-meter hurdle events. Kelsey Belquist claiming the same title on the women's side of things. She cruised to victory in this photo here. Now, the Husker women placed 3rd as a team, another big-time victory for the expanded conference. The first rounds of the NCAA tournament begin next week in a variety of locations across the country. Coming up after the break, Through Your Eyes, a look at the photos our viewers sent us from the storm and the incredible clouds they captured.
Someone who gets your sense of style is appreciated, especially after being in a hospital gown all week. The Synergy Effect, brought to you by Synergy Home Care.
Summer starts now at Supreme Spa and Pool's Memorial Day sale. Save up to $7,100 off above ground pools.
Or score 40% off select packages.
Or take up to $5,000 off a premium spa.
Supreme Spa and Pool.
Let me ask you a question. Do you have knee, hip, back, or shoulder pain? Do you hurt just going up and down stairs or getting in and out of your car? What if I told you there was a solution, one that requires no surgery and no downtime?
Before I had the treatment, I couldn't even run 10 steps, without having pain. This was just so easy, and you feel results within days.
The day I walked into that office to have the treatment done, it's just like night and day. Now that I have completed the treatment, I will stick with it for life.
After the treatment, feeling great and just building up, I'm building up all my muscles now. I went for a modern solution as opposed to somebody just cutting on you.
If you are tired of dealing with your knee, hip, or shoulder pain and want to see what can be done without surgery, call now. The first 25 callers will receive a free consultation. Appointments are limited and are given in order of call received, so call now.
Which room in your home could use new flooring? Carpets Direct is your #1 source for all things floors, offering a wide variety of carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, laminate, and sheet vinyl flooring. Carpets Direct, South 48th Street, Lincoln.
It's not always about hitting the right notes. It's about a career in tune with your life. The Synergy Effect, brought to you by Synergy Home Care.
Well, if you're just joining us this morning, we're following plenty of severe weather chances across our area. But in the midst of the storms late last night, we received so many beautiful photos like the one you see here next to me. This one sent to us from Colby Hosher. Now you can see these are momentous clouds, just gorgeous, almost popping around like bubbles out there in the sky. A little bit of a yellow tinge as well of light at this time. Now here's another amazing shot here taken by Leslie Howell. A beautiful contrast between the sunset and then those momentous clouds that are in the distance. Light sort of kind of streaking across the sunlight there. Now let's get to meteorologist Houston Hall with more on what to expect for later today in this severe threat. Houston.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Alrighty, so we are tracking a little bit of cumulus development right down here, and that is going to give you a sign of where the storms could potentially form in the next few hours. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a little mesoscale discussion, which is usually just a watch before the watch. If we do get a watch, I would say it's going to be a tornado watch for southeast Nebraska, but you can see there's a line of cumulus development. No rain has really picked up on the radars though, so it might have a little bit of stuff to overcome, but we're going to get some mid-level lift, and that's going to really help out. Notice it is on a line right there of some decent instability. Storm fuel, it still just needs to kind of just pop up. Give it a few hours later in the day. It's going to all make its way towards the northeast. And we do have a stationary front, which means it's just a front which is just going to sit there in southeast Nebraska. If you are in Beatrice, Hebron, Fairbury, expect some large hail with these storms as we go really as early as 1 to 2 p.m. I think models are hinting a little quicker development as we go into the next few hours, but that pink right there is all going to be large hail. Now these storms are going to continue their track towards the east starting at 1 p.m., 2 p.m. They're going to move through Fairbury, Hebron, then Beatrice right here. About 2, 3 p.m. that's going to have large hail. We're talking some hail maybe up to baseballs and softballs. I think the softball size hail is going to be here into far southeast Nebraska. So that's 2, 3. Let's go into 3, 4 p.m. You can see a damaging wind threat. There's going to be straight line winds right here just south of Lincoln. I mean, southeast Lancaster County could definitely see a little bit of hail, that's for sure. But our southern edge right here, we got to watch out for that tornado potential. So east of Beatrice, if not the same spot as yesterday where they had that tornado warning, would not be surprised if there could be another tornado warning or a decent tornado potential as we go into 3, 4 p.m. And that's going to be near Beatrice off towards the east. Notice it's going to make a little bowing echo right there. Damaging winds and an isolated tornado threat with a bunch of large hail within it. Notice out towards Lincoln, Omaha, and areas north and west. Maybe some $1/4 to $1/2 size hail and ping pong ball size hail as we go into about 4:35 p.m. You can see there is some pinking within some of those storms, but the main threat is going to be far southeast Nebraska. Yeah, all of that pink right there. So it's going to be really isolated in nature. Starts about 1 p.m. going through 9 p.m. tonight. Thankfully, tomorrow morning, dry. We're going to have some cloud cover, and then by the afternoon, I think with some of this, we'll see some partly sunny skies. More sunshine off towards the west, though. And then Wednesday morning looks just fine. Partly sunny skies. Check out the rainfall potential. We've got about maybe a 1/2 inch to an inch or more, especially down here towards our southern counties as we go into the next few days. All right, flood watch goes through Tuesday morning. Due to those storms, that could drop about 2, 3 inches per hour. Okay, so tornado reports. As you know, I was out there chasing that one. This one out towards Hebron. Now notice that I pointed out Beatrice for today. That could be in the same spot for today. That was just yesterday, and then out towards east of Lincoln. So that'll give you a decent, okay, where do tornadoes usually like the environment, and that could be the spots through this afternoon. Hail reports, we've reached over 100 hail reports in the past 48 hours, and then a number of wind reports over about 180 reports of wind. Total storm reports over 300. So severe weather, take it seriously in Nebraska, I guess. ABC Seamless Cam, here you are. Pretty cloudy. It's going to stay cloudy. No flag out there. So it's going to be hard to see some storms, that's for sure, unless there's lightning. 57, a dew point of 52. That's not too bad of an environment. 61 Beatrice, Nebraska City. Now the further off towards the west you go, you got those 40s. And it's not very nice, but there could definitely be storms. But notice the moisture content, 58. 62 for a dew point. That's where that storm fuel is going to be up. Winds out of the north, 15, 20 miles per hour. Precipitation here in Lincoln is going to pick up as we go into 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m. And then by this evening, still some scattered lingering showers and strong thunderstorms. Temperatures will drop also. We're going to be in the 60s all the way really through the first half of this week. Small chances of rain on Thursday. We warm up going into this weekend, and then next week we could be near 90 degrees again.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Today, Beatrice police are conducting a training exercise at a local high school. They say that don't be alarmed. They say they are preparing for critical incidents. During the exercise, there will be an increased presence of law enforcement officers, emergency response vehicles, and training activity in and around the school area. They're asking the public to avoid the area during the training to keep everyone safe. It will last from 12 to 4 this afternoon. Also today here in Lincoln, Pioneers Park is going to have some closures. Parks and Rec Department says the north entrance is shut down until Thursday as they do some utility maintenance. That's right, the entrance off of West Van Dorn. The Parks Department is asking people to just use the east entrance off of South Coddington. In the meantime, the park itself remains entirely open. Well, the U.S. says China agrees to spend billions of dollars on agricultural goods, and a blockbuster energy merger could be in the works. Here's Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
NextEra Energy, one of the largest power companies in the U.S., is reportedly in advanced talks to buy Dominion Energy in a deal that could transform the power industry. Utility companies are looking to merge as AI demand upends the power industry. Now, the agreement with Dominion, which would need approval from federal regulators, is just according to reports at the moment. Experts say OPEC may collapse, and that would help drive energy prices lower. Fox Business reports OPEC has long kept oil prices higher than they otherwise would be. The poster child for the possible beginning of the end of OPEC came when the United Arab Emirates announced it would quit that group. And Honda posted its first ever annual loss in nearly 70 years as electric vehicle bets backfired. The Japanese automaker was hit with $9 billion in restructuring costs due to low EV demand. Also, the Trump administration has moved away from electric vehicle incentive programs, including blocking California's stringent EV mandates and removing the EV tax credit. Well, China has agreed to purchase at least $17 billion of agricultural products from the U.S. through 2028, according to the White House. The $17 billion would be in addition to the soybean purchase commitments made last fall, and the additional purchases could include U.S. beef. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Still to come, the horrifying crash caught on camera, how several people were able to survive the incident and what led to the accident. Crash caught on camera, this air show in Idaho. 4 crew members ejecting in time. ABC's Hannah Patah explains how they were able to survive.
This morning, 4 crew members are recovering after this horrifying crash between Navy fighter jets during an air show at Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho.
We got to see the 2 that actually crashed pull up in front of us, and we got to see them first. They had actually flown up and did a maneuver where they were both side by side.
The two modified F-18s were performing an aerial demonstration when they appeared to touch and get tangled together. The jets hanging in the air for a few moments before the crew ejects. You see their parachutes opening before the planes plunge to the ground, exploding on impact.
We turned around and there was just this giant black smoke, and we were wondering what had happened.
The base was briefly locked down, but no one on the ground was injured.
There have been 4 good parachutes that were seen, and we ask that everyone remain where you are.
The jets involved are a variant of the F-18 known as a Growler. They reportedly cost a combined $134 million. An aviation safety expert says it appears pilot error is to blame, saying rendezvousing with another airplane in formation flight is challenging, and it has to be done just right to prevent exactly this kind of thing. The air show was the first at that base since 2018, when a hang glider was killed during a performance. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
Still to come, new concerns about microplastics in your brain. The new study taking a crack at how bad it is and how you can stay safe. The federal government recently said it would take steps to curb the levels of microplastics in pharmaceuticals in Americans' drinking water. ABC's Becky Worley has been looking at a recent study on microplastics and has the details.
When people talk about microplastics, you may think of little beads or tiny pieces we might accidentally ingest and pass through our bodies. But
the plastics in your brain are higher in concentrations than what we would have expected, for sure, and higher than most other parts of the body.
A team led by Dr. Matthew Campen at the University of New Mexico is exploring whether the biggest problems may come when the tiniest of microplastic nanoparticles lodge in our brains and other organs. But how is that possible? Dr. Marcus Garcia shows me. The cloud of particles here, microplastics.
So we actually use 100% ethanol, and we run it through these smaller sieves to be able to isolate some of these materials. And you can see here at the bottom a lot of this microplastics here. So these are all less than 1 micron in size.
The team here looked at brain tissue from cadavers and found that the average brain could contain up to 7 grams of these microplastics. That's roughly equal to the weight of a plastic spoon. Just in the brain.
And you can see here at the bottom a lot of this microplastics here. So these are all less than 1 micron in size.
Wow. That really helps me to understand what these microplastics might look like inside the human brain.
Exactly.
These 1 micron particles are tiny, For context, a human hair is 70 microns wide. Research has shown nanoplastics can cross the blood-brain barrier, and one of the startling discoveries from this study showed that in the brains of those who had dementia, there were significantly higher levels of microplastics. But they do say it's not clear if they play a role in causing the disease.
In those dementia cases, there was that much more, I think 5 to 8 times more plastic in those individuals. We don't know whether that's because the plastics cause the disease or if the disease itself creates a welcoming environment that allows for the absorption of more plastics.
In a separate study, researchers found microplastics in placentas, suggesting pre-birth exposure coming from the mother's bloodstream through the placenta in utero. And they found that babies born preterm who face higher rates of complications had a higher concentration of microplastics in their blood, though it's not clear if the microplastics play a role in the outcomes. But the team here does say this research is kicking off projects on many fronts.
To look at what are the relationships with cancer, what are the relationships with cardiovascular disease, maternal fetal health. We are trying to best understand how these plastics might be influencing human health broadly.
Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
Yeah, before we go to break, here's a cloudy look at our Barry Law Tower camera. Final check of the forecast is coming up next.
For generations, Eustace Body Shop has been a part of Nebraska's story. A locally owned small-town business built on trust, craftsmanship, and community. From those early days in the shop to today with 8 Nebraska locations, including 3 right here in Lincoln, Eustace continues to grow generation after generation. Because around here, taking care of people is just who we are, including free loaner cars when you need one.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
At Capital Humane Society, we know proper veterinary care is vital to keeping pets healthy and happy. Our mission is to serve the Lincoln community by providing resources for all pet owners. That's why we opened Stransky Veterinary Center at 55th and O Street. We offer preventative veterinary care, including low-cost spay and neuter surgeries, vaccinations, pet dental care, flea and tick protection, and more. Your pet will never be happier and healthier than after a visit with our professionals. Book an appointment online at StranskyVeterinaryCenter.com.
Ernie's Mattress First, your local sleep specialists.
It's replacement window season. You have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2 Get 2 free sale ends soon.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Bring the outdoors in with a custom sunroom. More light, more space, and year-round comfort. Perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Designed for your home and built for every season. Call ABC Seamless of Nebraska today and let the sun shine.
As you examine the road ahead, are all your ducks in a row? Pre-planning with Butheris, Macer, and Love Funeral Home.
Well, Houston's going to be another busy afternoon for you guys.
That's for sure. I think we're starting to see some things try to pick up on here. Got a line of cumulus development here. If you're in the circled area, especially Hebron and east, Fairbury, Hebron, and east, that's where the greatest storm threat is going to begin here around 2 p.m. You can see a large hail threat and a straight line wind threat will begin as early as 1:30 to 2:30. That's going to move east towards Beatrice, and that could have an isolated tornado right there as we go into about 4 p.m. All of those damaging storms move towards the east. Lincoln, I say we see some rain here near 3:30 to 4 p.m. The severe side, yes, maybe due to some ping pong, maybe golf ball size hail right there, about 4:30 to 5:30. But the biggest threat is going to be in far southeast Nebraska. Storms will be out by about 9, 10 p.m. And then we're going to be left high and dry and very cool.
Sounds good. All right. Houston's going to be here a little bit longer, giving you an update on social media and our Now Local News app. Rusty and Dominic are also coming in here in just a few minutes to keep you updated as well. Stay weather aware out there, everyone. GMA 3 is coming up next. Have a great rest of your day.
All of us at Honda of Lincoln are very proud and deeply honored to be named Nebraska's only Honda President's Award winner for 2025 and winner of the Lincoln's Choice Award for New Car Dealer in 2026. Right now, you can choose from over 400 new Hondas and get financing from 2.99% APR for up to 60 months. Come experience the best, the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Save big money at Menards. Prepare for the unexpected with Generac home standby generators. Their advanced technology starts within seconds of sensing a power loss. Save over $800 on this home standby generator after 11% rebate. Transform your home's appearance with a new ideal garage door. Choose from our in-stock selection or design your own using our pre-design program. This 9x7 insulated garage door is a value of $399 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Stay ahead of the storm with Rusty Dawkins at 4:30, 5, 6, and 10.
It's time for GMA 3, Pain at the Pump. With a record number of Americans expected to travel for Memorial Day weekend, how much more you'll be paying to fill up this year, and the best and worst times to hit the road. The new studies on microplastics showing the surprising amount that ends up in our bodies.
The plastics in your brain are higher in concentrations than what we would have expected.
Becky Worley has the details and the steps you can take to help reduce your exposure. And we're turning back the clock to the 80s.
Let's get to work.
With the cast of Rivals, the stars of the most sizzling show on television are here.
Exciting things are going to happen to us in a place like this.
Even the Queen's excited about it. And so are we. It's time for GMA 3.
We sure do want to rule the world. Great to see you to start the week. I am Will Reed. Hello, hello.
Speak for yourself, Will. I'm happy to be here. Great to see you, Will. And I'm Rebecca, and I'm here with Lori Bergamato, and we are so glad you can join us on this Monday.
Yeah, and coming up, we got the latest on that severe weather threat on the move right now after damaging storms and tornadoes hit the heartland over the weekend.
And you guys, it's time for the Oprah Daily Sun Awards with dermatologists' top picks on sunscreens that will work for everyone.
Very important this time of year as we head into Memorial Day weekend, the first unofficial sign of summer, and we've got gas prices high. Tens of millions of Americans preparing to hit the road for Memorial Day road trips. And Rebecca, you have all the news here on what sort of pain people might be feeling at the pump this week.
Yeah, and well, people have been feeling it coming into this weekend, and we are now seeing oil prices climbing today after President Trump warned in a post for Iran, the clock is ticking and they better get moving fast. An escalation there with his words calling into question that fragile ceasefire with Iran, with the critical question now, what happens to the Strait of Hormuz? It's still unanswered, and that has sent oil prices today above $106 a barrel. That flows straight through to the pump. The national average for a gallon of regular is now $4.47, and it all comes, like you said, Will, travelers are preparing to hit the road in record numbers for Memorial Day. Drivers will now face the highest gas prices in 4 years heading into that weekend. They are up $1.33 a gallon from last year's prices, still rising, and of course that adds up.
That is a huge jump too.
Yeah.
And how else can we save a little money?
So one thing you should do is download Gas Buddy or Waze. Those apps are going to help you find the least expensive gasoline when you're out on the road, but there's good times to hit the road so you can then avoid that traffic, avoid the mornings, drive in the afternoon or the early evening, and you can expect higher than usual traffic in most places around the country. But again, avoid the peak times of travel, and if you're out on the road and idling a little less, you're going to save a little more on gas.
All right, thanks, Rebecca.
Thanks.
Now to millions of Americans under a storm threat right now, with some parts of the heartland bracing for possible tornadoes. Alex Perez is in Council Bluffs, Iowa with the latest. Alex?
Well, it's been a long weekend across the Plains states. Those powerful storms rolled in, creating some major problems. I want you to take a look right next to me here. You can see the strong winds just uprooting this massive tree. Now, some 20 tornadoes were reported across 4 states on Sunday alone. The storms bringing destructive winds and hail. The rural area near St. Libory, Nebraska, hit hard. Homes destroyed and teams rescuing people who were trapped in the rubble. Cameras capturing the moment a family and their dog were rescued from what was left of their home. From above, the scale of the damage is clear. Homes ripped apart, one truck flattened, unrecognizable, the hood sticking straight up. And unfortunately, the threat is not over. Many of the same areas are bracing for more severe weather today and this evening.
Alex, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We're going to shift gears now, guys. I'm going to take this one. I'm a huge hockey fan. I'm ready to go here. There's so much excitement around the Stanley Cup playoffs. Rhiannon Alley is in Buffalo, where tonight a huge event is getting set to take place. They're hosting the Montreal Canadiens. It is Game 7 in the Eastern Conference semifinal. Rhiannon, how's it going there? I'm very jealous.
Hey, Will. Hey, I know you're jealous, but we all know, hockey fans know, there are no two better words in sports than Game 7. And tonight, Buffalo has the chance to win it, to advance here at home on their home ice. And not only will the arena behind me be filled with fans, this area outside will also be filled with fans as well. Some of the wildest, craziest Sabres fans you've ever seen, including this guy right here. So the Saberhood did its job during Game 6, bringing the energy of the entire city. Fans packed the arena for an epic watch party while the team was in Montreal, unleashing those